My name is Arya Thorne, and I am 14 years old. I live in a small town called Crestwood, where everything feels calm and predictable. I am the type of girl who often stays quiet, blending into the background like a shadow. I have a passion for art, and I spend countless hours doodling in my sketchbook or creating vibrant paintings that express my thoughts and feelings. However, I am not the bravest person in the world, and it is often hard for me to speak up when I see something wrong. It's like I have a glass barrier around me that prevents me from jumping into action. One hot summer afternoon, something happened that shook my quiet life to its core. I was at the local swimming pool, a place I usually love to spend my days. The sun was blazing down, and laughter filled the air as kids splashed about in the water, enjoying the simple joy of summer. As I sat on the edge of the pool, dipping my feet into the cool water, I overheard two boys, probably around 10 years old, sitting on a slide. They were sinister in their excitement, their faces lit up with mischief as they planned their next prank. "Look at that little girl," one of them snickered, pointing to a tiny girl no older than 2 or 3. She was giggling, oblivious to the trouble brewing around her. "Let's block her when she slides down." His friend proposed, and they both erupted into laughter, clearly enjoying the thought of scaring a little kid and feeling powerful in their actions. At that moment, something in my heart twisted. I felt a rush of anger for the little girl who did not even know what was coming. I should have stood up, shouted at them, told the pool staff, or even approached the girl's parents. But I hesitated, my shyness wrapping around me like a thick fog, making it difficult to move or speak. Instead, I thought maybe I could help the girl myself. I positioned myself behind them on the slide, waiting for my moment to step in. I could see the little girl bouncing with excitement, oblivious to the danger she was about to face. If only she knew what was in store, I thought. The boys were so caught up in their twisted game that they didn't notice me at first. I pretended to be engrossed in something on the lawn, acting as if I was checking my phone while keeping a close watch on the scene. The moment arrived when they slid down the slide, and I saw the little girl was behind them. My heart raced as I made my move. Just as they were about to block her, I dashed forward and slid in front of her, ready to take the impact myself. I slammed into the two boys, feeling solid, warm bodies collide against mine. To my surprise, the crash hardly hurt them at all. I acted furious, shouting at the boys about how they put everyone at risk and how stupid they were for thinking this was some kind of game. Their grins vanished, replaced by panic as they tried to figure out what just happened. I saw them flail in confusion, scrambling to regain control over the situation they thought they could manipulate. "What just happened?" one of them shouted while they were slipping down the slide, desperately trying to escape. Tears welled up in their eyes as they realized they had suddenly become the victims. I wanted to feel guilty for treating them this way, but after all, they caused distress to a little girl, and now they were finally experiencing a taste of their own medicine. The little girl, once scared and confused, giggled at the chaos unfolding as they scrambled off the slide in panic. It felt empowering. It felt right. I had turned the tables on them, using their own game against them. I recalled their cruel laughter and how they reveled in terrorizing a small child. Watching them retreat, I felt a bitter satisfaction as they nervously attempted to assure me how they could slide again if that was what I wanted. Their cries for forgiveness echoed in the air, and for a moment, I felt a pang of sympathy. However, I pushed it aside, forcing myself to remember why I acted. Hopefully, they would think twice before ever bullying anyone again. "You guys need to grow up," I shouted, the words hanging heavy in the air, a potent reminder of the power they misused. To my surprise, I overheard their hushed conversation afterward. They were promising each other that they would never do something like this again, questioning what they had done, and wondering how they could have put themselves in such a dangerous situation. Their eyes were wide with disbelief. Maybe they truly learned something that day. As I watched them skulk away, I felt strange. It wasn't just victory, but something deeper bubbling within me. I realized that sometimes, taking a stand requires courage, even if it means standing up against those who think themselves powerful. The whole scenario had shifted my perspective, and I felt empowerment coursing through my veins. I no longer wanted to be the girl who simply stood by and watched. I wanted to be brave, to shine a light on injustice, even if it meant confronting my fears. My heart swelled, not only for the girl I protected but for myself too. From that day forward, I promised myself I would no longer be a passive observer. My voice mattered, and I learned that sometimes, standing up has its own rewards. As I left the pool that day, I felt lighter than air, as if I had shed an old layer of skin. The world was now filled with possibilities, and I was ready to embrace them all. I noticed a change within me. I might still be shy, but my heart was louder. The unexpected twist at the end of that story was not just about the boys or the little girl. It was about me reclaiming my voice, finally stepping from the shadows into the light. I realized that no one, no matter how small or scared they might feel, deserved to be bullied or ignored. That revelation followed me home, and I knew, from that moment on, I would always be brave enough to confront wrongs, no matter the consequences.